Hello there, you're listening to Zolimoli's Lots and Nuts. Hi there, I am Zoli. I'm Zoli Iskandar. People call me Zoli sometimes. I would love people calling me Zoli. My pen name, my pen name is Zolimoli. But it's okay, people don't have to call me that because it kind of sounds like, yeah. That's what it is. So, hi there. How has it been? Hopefully everyone's doing okay. I'm doing okay. Because that's what I'll be talking about today. Yeah. So, previously I talked about suicide and me being suicidal. And when I re-listened what I said or what I talked during that episode, that 44 minutes, 55 minutes something of live, well, not really live, it's pretty much how I would love if I had a live segment, not really a live segment, what do you call a radio segment, because in Malaysia there's pretty much, there is such thing called radio, late night radio talk, but it's always the religious ones, which I don't know if there is such late night radio talk exists in Malaysia, because there's not much, or rather than there's not much, there's pretty much the mainstream ones. Even if you have a radio segment to be working on, or you work with a radio broadcast station or something, I think that you're under contract to do entertainment or pretty much play music and then do prank calls, and that is it. So pretty much that is why I wouldn't do something so heavy late night lah. Pretty much just a very light talk, deep late night talks, but then in a very light what do you call it, environment manner or something like that. So yeah, so as I was listening, as I edit the sound and all, yes, I edit sounds to make it better at least, and not sound like very like this. Yeah, this is how it would sound if it's not edited compared to how it's edited. Yes. Sorry. So, where was I again? Oh, re-listening back, I thought to myself, wow, I am pretty much very negative, or very depressed, or very anxious, or pretty much, the negative part legitimately popped out of me during the previous one. And yeah, and I was like, it hit me, why am I even like this when, well, life is hard anyway, but it's bad to say that. Not really bad, it's more of a, if you keep saying your life is still better than others who are struggling more than you, then you're just piling it up, like problems. Oh, it's just a small problem, and you pile it and you covered it, and then the same thing happen, you say, it's okay for me. That kind of attitude to me is, how do I say, if you're doing it like for first few moments in your life when you have a hard time, then that's pretty much okay lagi probably lah. Because every time I do that, it has been my problems. Every time I face a hard, every time there's a hard time, and I'm like, man, this sucks, and it's always me saying, hey, it's okay, and I've been doing that ever since for 9 years, pretty much. I don't really talk about my problems much, so that's why I'm doing podcasts to let myself talk about problems, so that it doesn't accumulate in myself. And yeah, the pretty much the what do you call better alternative way, instead of saying your life is still better than others, is pretty much you need to talk it out loud, whether it's with your parents or with your brothers, sister, family, or friends. That's pretty much how it should be. Talk it out. I mean, some things, because I don't really know, within my family, I don't really talk about my problems, because number one, I'm the eldest. That's pretty much the not really stereotype, the toxic way of raising. I'm not sure, because thinking back, my late dad never said to me, how's it going, are you doing okay? It's always very, if I do something wrong, I get scolded by my dad. And if it's with my mom, I mean, every parents have their good side. They're good. They raised me. Parents raised their young ones, and that's normal shit. Whatever. And I'm grateful for that. Of course, some people don't have it the same as other people have. I mean, how would I say, hardships. Different people have different hardships. That's why I don't compare mine to others. Like, if they're more, not really rich or poor, it's more they're more stable in their income. Pretty much, not really pretty much, because I know some friends, or I know a few people, they're pretty much very stable in their income, but then they are not really stable with their mental or relationships with families and friends, or some pretty much are not that stable with their income, but they're happy. I mean, I'm not trying to say money doesn't make you happy. Money does make people happy when they get what they want. Because in this life, especially when you're living in the city, or you're pretty much if you're working or have a commitment, money is pretty much something that you really need to not get depressed and stressed from the commitment you have. And yeah, so whenever I have problems, I keep it to myself because number one, I don't really want to burden people with my own problems. However, I know that it won't, and usually if it's the one troubled with my own problems, or some people can handle because they have the mindset of step in and step out, step into their problems to hear, and then step out because it's not their problem. You're there to listen, and that is good. However, me, in my case, I care too much. I mean, there are various cases of how I care, or pretty much, I mean, it's not really care, it's just pretty much I commit or indulge myself too much to a point where it stresses me out, or I'm unable to get out with the negativity that people have. I mean, if you yourself, if you have a friend, if you yourself have a problem, you pretty much you really need to let it out. So you call a friend, hey, I have this problem. Not really, I have this problem. Pretty much, hey, let's hang out at McD and then talk about life. And then suddenly you're talking about your problems. And then a good, what do I say? To have a shoulder to lean on, or just an ear to listen, or someone to listen to your, what you call, worries, pretty much is all we need. And me, in my case, whenever I talk about my problems, it's like I can't do that because it feels too, what do you call, open. And this is why I do podcasts. And if I talk about problems that I face, I would like pretty much, I'm a complicated person anyway. Like, I don't, as much as I want people to be more straightforward with me, I myself cannot be straightforward with other people because that's how I was raised. Kinda, not really raised, the environment that I have been along with. I mean, because I've been away from my family for 9 years. High school, and then university life. 9 years away. I mean, some people say, "Ala, you went home also lah," but that's not a problem because if I compare myself to my sister and to my little brother, they're the ones who pretty much live together with my parents longer than I have, because I'm always away and sometimes I don't want to go back as I prefer staying alone. And there's a reason, and then I'll do that in the next one because that would divert the topic. And the way I was raised is that my dad never wanted me to make mistakes. This is a note to the future parents, or the parent nowadays, or the parent, if you're a parent now. Do let your child to make mistakes rather than encourage. It's more of a welcome their mistakes. For example, if like if they scribbled on your wall or on the wall, and then you're like, why did you do this? Because the very first thing I'm pretty much sure is that you're worried because it's gonna look messy when there's visitors, and that's your very first worry, which is kinda wrong already, because everyone knows when you're a kid, your creativity, your imagination, you know we adventurous as hell, so we do things, and then when they do it, sometimes it's a mistake in the eyes of society, when actually because how do I say, yes, when we make mistakes, you expect people to learn from it, yet you condemn the ones who make mistakes by getting angry at them, yelling, even punish them for the things that they do, when you could have just welcome their mistakes and tell not to do it again. I mean, it may seem like a very Western way of teaching, but then that's pretty much better. Although, if you look at the Western now, they're pretty much messed up. But the way I think because I prefer being free or having freedom of doing the things that I want, yet knowing what is right and what is wrong is how I want to live my life. Like how if I make mistakes, just say it, but in a nice way, because I don't know if it's wrong at that moment. I mean, if it's wrong, then I wouldn't repeat in the very next one, as easy as that. But then when people get angry at mistakes that people make, they pretty much, I mean, as much as it sounds very wussy and lame or very childish, they get traumatized. I get traumatized when I get scolded for a mistake that I do. Like, for example, I sometimes help out with the groceries, and then sometimes I don't know what is right and what is wrong. If I go to a kedai Aceh and they would sell double compared to Speed Mart, then how the hell should I know? I mean, I wasn't aware of the fact. I wasn't aware. And here's the thing about, should I say boomer or any parents? I'm not sure. This is how they teach. Whenever we make, for example, falling down, not really falling down. Okay, for example, we jump up, we jump here, there, bump, 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 and then we fall down. The very next moment, what the parents say, told you so. Like, why? You didn't say shit. I mean, pretty much you did, but it's like, you're not really, because as much as people say learn from mistakes, yes, people do learn from mistakes, but the way they'll remember the mistake they've done is pretty much gonna get them traumatized. Rather than traumatized, it's gonna scar them deep. I mean, not really scar, it's more of a the way you teach, the way you, because people always want to be like more, treat people nicely, and then the next thing you do is that you do what you don't want to other people. Is okay, probably because I am very sensitive, that is why lah, is all I'm trying to say. I am having a sesama, and I don't know why. So as I'm pretty much became very aware of my negativity, or the very gloomy way of thinking about life, and it hit me on why am I ever like this. So I began looking or watching for. I began watching motivational videos. Right? When people say motivational videos, it's not the type where be strong, you will go, you will live throughout the day and continue throughout the years, whatever that is. No, that's what people think of when they when people say motivational videos. Because I think it's because how our school, when they have like, we have a motivational camp, and then they start playing sad songs, and then remember your mom, they raised you like this, remember your dad, I mean, it could have been better. The medium could have been better, and not the same, same method, and not it's rather than cringy, it's old. It's a very old way of teaching. People don't give a damn if you talk like that. I mean, some do, but then personally, I would have changed. If I were to have a motivational camp, I wouldn't. Even if I have to change it, even if I have a way to change it, I would leave other people to do it, because I am not the kind of person that would be mentally able to help out each other or help out another. I watch like, there's a lot that I've been watching, like, let's see. Nope, where is it? Oh yes. So pretty much, if you know these names, I'm pretty much sure that you are on TikTok, because that's how TikTok is. Short motivational, short funny, short entertainment. Scroll 3 minutes, 30 seconds, 1 minute, something like that, 15 seconds or so. It's very convenient while I'm doing podcasts. I think I want to do something short, but then if I do something short, I cannot explain, because I would say something wrong, and then I would give a damn about, oh shit, I should have explained more. This is why I cannot do something short as short as 4 minutes or 3 minutes, even 1 minute. Even if I do, I need to be mentally positive and able, because the moment I open my mouth, I pretty much know I would say something that is very depressing. Yeah. So here are pretty much the ones that I look up, watch. I would stop by to watch their videos. Gary V, Jason Capital, Abraham Piper, Sky McKee, Tony Robbins, TJ Huey, Hoegh. I don't know how to spell or how to pronounce. And Elon Musk. If you like pair up these names in one sentence, you would feel like they're not even in the same category. True, because I need I have like different sections in my head that needs to be fixed. Like, I need to move forward to do stuff, or I need someone to hit me like mentally hit me with facts rather than soft spoken words that doesn't mean anything. Well, rather than not having any meaning behind it, it's more of a not very impactful personally. And some are the names that I put up that I mentioned, some are not even therapists, some are not even psychiatrists. They have more insights on life, and they're more the way they give their insight about life, or pretty much the way they give motivation. Personally, I find it very effective to me. Like, it would hit me properly instead of a very soft pat. It's okay. No, everything is not okay. That's the number one thing that people should know whenever they have a problem, is that they should know that they are not okay first, rather than everything's gonna be alright. I mean, that is a good attitude if you don't accumulate your problem. Is a good thing if you don't accumulate. But if you've been accumulating for years, months, days, don't do that. You're gonna be like me. You're gonna be very, very gloomy and not very open to talk about problems. And that is pretty much very wrong. And when I say wrong, it's not that I'm trying to say talk to people like, when you have a problem, hey, I have a problem. No. Like, you would choose a proper person, or the one that you would trust properly, to talk about your worries. My mom is a coach, like NLP coach, and I find it, there's one thing for a fact that I know, is that family members cannot coach nor give therapy to their family members. Well, rather than family members, more pretty much parents to their kids, when the problem lies within the household. The same way how whenever it's like a detective solving crimes and problems and yada yada, they are not allowed to solve their family member case, because they would get what do you call they won't be able to think straight and logic, because it would be everything emotional. Yeah. And that is why I don't talk about my problems to my mom. The same way how my dad never asked me how I do or yada yada. My mom does the opposite. She would ask how are you and everything. Good. But it never ends up in a proper way. Like, as much as communication is key, and then talking about problems is what I need right now, actually, because everything has been accumulating ever since graduation. because living with family is not really I'm used to. I've been away from family for 9 years, although rather than away, it's more of a I've never been home this long. Yeah. Some people don't get me. Some people would understand, but most of it they won't get me because they value family. But I don't know. I would need to have a what you call a proper mind when I think, or I need to think straight if I need to talk about that. Yeah. Well, speaking of watching self-care motivational coaching videos, previously I mean when I was in high school I would, or pretty much in my when I was 18, 20, 21, somewhere along that age, I would I would feel weird, or I would just question, why do you watch self-care? Why do you read self-care books? I don't really, not that I how do I say, I'm not asking for their answer. It's more of a why. Like, why would you do that? And then look how the tables have turned. I'm watching self-care motivational coaching videos because life hits harder when you're not speaking out loud. Something like that. Yeah, that's pretty much my way of what. Pretty much, due to the fact that I've opened up about my thoughts on being suicidal, I really think that I really want to improve myself mentally. I want to be more positive, not because what people want. It's more of a I myself would think, why are you even like this? Like, it's not even someone saying that to me, it's myself saying that, why are you even like this? I mean, you have a long way to go and you haven't been to Japan to second time, fourth, fifth. I skipped it. I've been there. I mean, I love Japan because I really want to travel there. I mean, other than Japan, I would want to go to Germany, New Zealand. Where else? Hawaii. I want to do scuba diving more. And as I said in the previous episode, is that I would die in regret, with regret, or if I die I would regret because I still haven't done the shit that I want to do. Even making an animation or letting people listen to my podcast, having guests in my podcast, making shorter podcasts, making videos, animation, work, getting money, have our own penthouse. Well, rather than penthouse, it's just I want a place of my own. So yeah, I have a lot of things that I want to do. And this goes same to every people, probably, not majority. There are people who would like, you know what, I've done everything, I'm not happy. Is what I think. All you need is a new purpose in life, or to fulfill your purpose, is what I think. well, it doesn't apply to everyone, but it's pretty much what you call acceptable if that you're living because you have a purpose. You're still alive, you're still walking with your two legs because you have something to do, you have somewhere to go. And if you stop there without reaching your goal, you pretty much would regret. Unless you know that it's impossible to achieve. This is why having expectations, like big expectation to what you're going to do or what you're going to achieve, is pretty much very not really much good, but it's good. Like, it's how do I say it? You know how they say, reach for the stars even if you can just sampai cloud. I mean, they didn't say like that. I couldn't remember how they say it. Like, be, what do you call it? Is it accept your life? You cannot be 100% happy with what you do, or even if you can't reach, even if you couldn't score 100%, be happy with the scores you have right now, because someday it will go up. You know how some people be like during their tests, I'm sad with my scores. How much you get? 99. Bitch, we all get like 70, some even get 40. And this doesn't apply, when it comes to score, it doesn't apply to like what you have. It's more of the scores of pretty much this is what I'm getting to reach my goal for now, because the more I learn, the more I know, the more I'll reach. But for now, be happy with what you have. And when I say be happy with what you have, it's not what you have financially or your environment or everything. It's more of, for example, your skills. I draw and then I realize I cannot draw like how animes are made. Like, I cannot do that. I can only draw chibi, the very cute round head, or pretty much simple ones like cartoon-ish rather than realistic. But do I really have to be sad about it? No. Because if I were to compare the very first drawing that I drew, and the very first comic that I made on Instagram, and then the current skill that I have, or the current, what do you call, level that I'm drawing, I feel very happy with that, because within how many years? I am 22 going 23, and the very first comic I made was when I was 20 or 19, and I started drawing when I was a kid, which I don't even remember when. But then the stages that I went through shows that how much I personally look, I've improved. Even though I couldn't draw like Jessie, Putri, or any of my friends that I look up that they draw, walao, you draw so nice, how? Teach me, senpai. I mean, I could go there, but then it's always how I would be like. Will I be able to be satisfied, or is it how my soul would want it to be? So, you walk your own pace. Don't follow how good people are compared to yourself. Like, you may suck at what do you call working out, and yeah, what am I saying again? You may suck when it comes to working out, because that's a very weird example. What the hell? Okay, let's just use drawing. You may only be able to draw chibi or cartoon-ish or doodles, when some can't even draw stick figures. And as much as it's not really, don't look down on them, because someday somehow when they have the will to draw, they will reach to your level or even surpass yours eventually. Yeah. So if I were to conclude, pretty much I know that I am very negative, and I really want to improve myself to be more positive, more thinking positively, and something like that. Is this how I'm going to conclude? So pretty much, hopefully, just watch me as I grow. But I would really I won't chase, I wouldn't cut to the chase, or I wouldn't kejar people's pace, because I would walk my own. I would do the things with my own pace, because I know that is how I roll, or how myself is able to keep on improving myself. Like, I wouldn't be able to be happy-go-lucky thinking that the sun still shine, even though problem hits you like a friggin' boulder on top of your head. I wouldn't be able to think something like that now, because the current me is still like this. I wouldn't be able to be the me in 10 years more, or 5 years more, because I forgot Matthew McConaughey, his speech when he got his award. What awards I forgot. His speech was more of like, who's your hero? And then he said, my hero is me in 5 or 10 years, is what he said. And then after 5 or 10 years passed, so are you the hero you are right now? Are you want to be something like that? And he said, no, it's still going to be the me in 5 or 10 years more, because it's always the future your future self is always better than you. No, rather than better than you, is more of a an improved character, an improved manner, and a more improved version of yourself. Although there are things such as, like, see, this is why I'm pretty much need to talk out loud because when I say something, I have to explain. Like, for example, as I said, our future self is the improved version. However, I always look at the negative side. Well, rather than the negative side, I always care if there are people who think about the negative side that I have to explain to cater to their no, it's not like that, it's like this. Yeah, I need to improve on that, is what I have to say out loud. Always constantly care. Yeah, I don't know how to continue nor how to end, so I'll just end here. It's been, well, I don't know. If it's one thing that I wish for, I wish to be more positive and happier than the current me now. But it's okay. I'll follow my own pace. Because someday, somehow, I know I'll be happier than I am today. That is all from Zoli Molly's Hearts and Nuts. It's Zoli Molly. Bye bye.